Hey everyone, I need your attention for 1 minute. This is not one of those ads. This is something that has changed my entire life. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that this is all about personal development as the foundation for everything good in your life. And this podcast is now sponsored by Growth Day, which is the world's first all-in-one personal development app. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine having everything all in one place that you need to create the life that you want? Now you can. So if you've been struggling with your motivation, your mood, your productivity, or your purpose, you have to check this out. Growth Day helps you consciously change your life and achieve your potential. It has all the self-improvement tools, motivational classes, and life coaching all in one place. So many of us want to improve our lives, but the question is how? Where do we start? What do we use? How do you get unstuck? How do you make self-improvement stick? Well, research shows how. It's when you consistently journal, track your habits, set goals, learn from empowering mentors, and challenge yourself that you'll be happier, healthier, and more successful. But let me ask you something. Where do you actually do all of your personal development work? I have to tell you that over 300,000 people use Growth Day for a reason. It works. It's the world's #1 software for self-improvement. Growth Day has an amazing mindset journal that I absolutely love, a habit tracker, and a goal-setting system. In fact, I bet if you went to my stories this week, you probably saw me using the journaling app and telling you to do it too, because it's the first time that journaling has ever actually stuck consistently in my life because of this app. And best of all, Growth Day has live inspirational classes every single week from the world's top motivational speakers and life coaches. These are people who have impacted my life in huge ways. These are mentors who I already knew and loved. In fact, this is something that's so huge for me, you guys. I personally teach a class in Growth Day every single month, and it is one of the most fun things that I get to do, and I'd love to see you there. These classes will truly shift your life. There's always something new that you will learn. So join me and 300,000 achievers growing our lives with actual real intention. Visit growthday.com/Lori for a free trial. Yes, you can try this for free. So go to growthday.com/Lori and go live your best life. You guys, that's growthday.com/Lori. And I can't wait to see you there. When you ask somebody for their feedback, what it does is it creates distance between you and that person immediately. So instead of bonding you, you're asking them, instead of saying, hey, how could I get better? Like let's be allies and let's bond together and make this our own and see how we can get better together, like how you could help me get better. And what it does is it puts them in the vantage point of, okay, well, let me tell you why this won't work, or let me poke holes in it. Welcome back to the show. It's time for another quickie because there's always time to fit in inspiration. You guys, I love these because they're short and sweet. I know you listen to them while you're getting ready or just a quick drive in your car, maybe just a really quick walk. I'm just so grateful for you. And I want to give you something that is going to change your life. If you have not already gotten it, it is my Power 9. It's going to take you less than 3 minutes a day. It is the ritual that Chris and I have done every single day of our life for over 10 years. And I really believe that we can attribute so much of the things that we've created because of it, because your mind literally will go to work for you when you put in front of it what you want for the day. And so many of us don't do this very simple thing that takes less than 3 minutes in order to make sure that our brain is working for us instead of looking for the negative. Like, your brain is either wired to survive and look for what can kill you, right? Like what could go wrong, or you have to rewire it to look for what you want. And that's exactly what this ritual is going to do. And so all you have to do is go to @LoriHarder on Instagram and DM me the word power. And this is truly what is going to deepen your relationships. It's going to put in the forefront exactly what you want, because what your brain pays attention to is what you create and what you go to work for all day long, meaning your brain will go to work to try to fix things and solve things for you. And that's what the Power 9 will do. It's going to tell your brain exactly what you want it to focus on for the day. So go and check it out. You'll learn how to do it in less than 5 minutes. And then you can do this every single day, 2 to 3 minutes max. You're going to love it. So Today, I want to chat with you. I had a podcast with a man named Robert Cialdini. If that name is familiar, it's because he's written some incredible best-selling books. He's written the book Influence and Persuasion. You guys, it is seriously one of, what he teaches is some of the coolest things that you can possibly learn, no matter who you are or what you're doing. It's really the art of persuasion or the art of persuasion, which I just bought that book as well. Literally 5 minutes ago, I just bought that book. And so I wanted to share some nuggets with you because he is coming on the show. His podcast is coming up pretty soon, but he dropped a few things in the podcast that I just wanted to reiterate now. And also I just watched a couple of videos on persuasion and I wanted to share some of those learnings that I got from him with you, because these are really powerful things that you could do right now in your life to have things go more your way. Have you ever met some people who just, everything they do seems to turn to gold and everyone just likes them? Like they're just really likable people. Well, a lot of times these people are doing the things that Robert talks about without them even knowing, right? Like there were some things on the interview that Robert brought out that I was like, oh my God, I do these things without even knowing it. And, one of the things I want to share is on the interview. Before I get on all of my interviews, I take about 5 minutes. It's usually only 5 minutes. Sometimes it's 10. But before I start the show, I have one goal. I have one goal. My one goal within those 5 minutes is to find one common ground before we start. Sometimes this is where we lived. Sometimes this is someone that we know. Sometimes this is the topic we're about to talk on and I say why it's so impactful for me and a personal story about it. I don't just say this is impactful. I say this is impactful because here's something that happened in my life where this really changed it. So what I do is then I try to ask, them questions as well. I try to find that one common goal. And so I did this with Robert. And then we started on the podcast and he said, some of the things with the most persuasive people where people really lean into what they're doing. If they're fundraising, they'll give them money. If they're doing sales, people will buy their stuff, is that they take the time to find one common interest, one common thing within that person. And that person immediately feels bonded to you and more likely to be completely open to listen to everything that you're saying. So maybe some of you are rushing through this. Maybe some of you don't think that this is important, but even with people, if I'm in a Starbucks line and I'm talking to the cashier, I try to find something where there's a commonality, just anything where it's like, what can we talk about that could be something that we're both interested in or something that we have in common, right? Maybe they're wearing something. Maybe they have a ring on that reminds you of something or that was impactful in your life and you share that story. It might feel so stupid to you to do this, but these are the things that actually make successful people successful and others not, is that they're getting that buy-in. And that's really what that is. Hey y'all, if you didn't know, Earn Your Happy is now a part of the Growth Day Podcast Network. This is so exciting to me because I have been looking for a really good home for the show for, I can't even tell you, years, literally. And now I've finally been able to come together and collaborate with other people who have incredible shows, and I want to share them with you. One of the shows is Motivation with Brendon Burchard. And you guys, if you don't know about the beginning of my career, I literally started with Brendon Burchard's work. It's how I launched one of my very first online courses and membership sites, was because he gives so much advice that you can integrate and implement immediately. And that's what you're going to get on the show. Not just motivation, but you're going to learn exactly how to get your stuff out in the world. And not just that, but Brendon runs in the most incredible group of humans who are really doing the thing out in the world that you want to be doing. So go check it out. Go subscribe to Motivation with Brendon Burchard. I promise you, this is going to be one of those shows that no matter when you tune in, you're going to get value. It's not one of those that you're like, God, I listened for 30 minutes and I didn't get what I wanted. From the beginning, you're going to get something that changes your life or changes your business. So go check it out. Motivation with Brendon Burchard. I know you're going to love it. I'm obsessed. So another one that I wanted to share that rocked my world was he was talking about when we ask for feedback on something. When we ask for feedback on something. So let's say you just did a talk for someone's group and you say, hey, Could I get your feedback on that? Or maybe it's an example of you have a mentor, you have some friends, or you want them to look at your business plan, or you want to share a business idea with them, or you want to share something that you want feedback on with anyone. Instead of asking for feedback, it's as simple as changing the word that you're using. And this was very interesting to me. So he gave the info, and this is all science-backed. These are all research, data-based. This has all been tried throughout all of these different experiments that they've run. So all of this info I'm giving you has true data behind it. So when you ask somebody for their feedback, what it does is it creates distance between you and that person immediately. So instead of bonding you, you're asking them, instead of saying, hey, how could I get better? Like let's be allies and let's bond together and make this our own and see how we can get better together, like how you could help me get better. And what it does is it puts them in the vantage point of, okay, well, let me tell you why this won't work, or let me poke holes in it. And while that can also be very good to get that standpoint sometimes, if you're wanting this person's buy-in and support as well, it's better to say, could I get your advice on this? Could I get your advice on how to improve this? Could I get your advice on how to get better? So instead of saying, could I get your feedback, or could I get your perspective, say, could I get your advice? And what that does, when you ask for their advice, you create an ally. And I thought the difference between this was mind-blowing. So now every time I'm asking for advice on how to get better, or advice on how to do a specific thing instead of feedback, because I don't want to create that distance. I want someone to have positive thinking around the thing I'm doing. So instead of how can you poke holes in this, you're asking, how could we improve this thing to make it better? So you're actually getting more quality advice as well. This to me was crazy. Okay, I want to give you one more. So he talks about persuasion, which is things that you can do before you're doing something, before you're even going into the task, that can help you improve your odds of getting what you want. So in an interview that I was watching with Robert, he was talking about how if you have an interview coming up, or if you set a sales call and the person has said yes, or if you have something where somebody agreed to look at a deck or listen to a business idea, the first thing that you ask that person after maybe getting to know them or finding that commonality, so you can like triple dose this, you guys, you can pile on all of the good things, you can find the commonality, and then you can ask them, what made you interested in saying yes to me? What was it that you were interested in or piqued your curiosity about having me work here, or about this business idea that I pitched you? What made you say yes? What this does is it makes their brain focus on why they like you, why they liked the idea, why they think this could be a good thing. So immediately from the start, again, you're not putting that separation of let's come from a place of poking holes. You're putting their brain in why this is good. And immediately that's going to open up, right? You're really opening the brain up to a certain way of thinking. So that's just like what I was sharing with the Power 9 in the beginning. That's what the Power 9 does, is it says, how do we want to think today? How do we want to problem solve? What do we want to focus on? What do we want to look at? And you activate a different side of your brain, and you're firing up a different side of the brain for the day. So these are huge things that are massive game changers. And these are if you really want to get granular and get the data, this is what is making the difference between someone who is successful and someone who's not. At the end of the day, what I want you to remember, at the core, we are all human beings seeking to find connection. We all just want to feel good about the partnerships we're in. We all just want to feel good about the decision that we just made. We all just want to feel good about ourselves and our day and the connections that we're in. So these little tiny things, I want you to start practicing them. Let me know if this has changed anything for you. I know that I love hearing from you guys. Again, just DM me the word power if you want to get the different rituals that we do every single day, but also let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this. Text this to a friend who's maybe been struggling, or who who is in sales or needs to go out and create something and has to talk to a lot of different people, because these are game changers. You guys, I'm so grateful for you. And until next time, earn your happy. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. And I want to make sure that you have my phone number, and I'm not kidding. Did you know that I have a community text number? For real. My phone number is 310-496-8363. This goes directly to my phone. All you have to do is text the word daily to 310-496-8363. And I literally text you every single day, Monday through Friday. I actually just got done 30 seconds ago texting a bunch of people back, and I talk to you all of the time. You guys, people always ask me how I got my community text number and how it works. Well, all you have to do is you can just go to community.com and get your own. Community makes it easy to get a phone number that you can use to build your audience using text. People just text you at your number and they're added to your group. Then you can text them out audios, video links, anything you want. You guys, I text out happy birthday videos. I love to send podcast links, thoughts about life, book recommendations, different events that I'm doing in the local area. Texting gets me out of the noise of social media and directly into your hand. And now you can start texting your people too. Just go to community.com to get your phone number. They give you a 10-digit real phone number, not those weird short codes that look like spam, but it's more than a phone number. Your new number comes with an inbox for SMS and texting. This means you can actually manage your text list from your computer and an app on your phone. You can schedule text to send at certain times and to certain groups. You can even set up auto replies or let your assistant or customer service team answer your text messages via Community's awesome dashboard. Just go to community.com and ask for a free demo. They'll show you how it works and get you your number. It's time to start texting your audience versus just posting on social media. Everyone uses Community for that. So go check them out at community.com. I can tell you it's not just great for communicating with my audience, but Chris and I use Community and our texts to also sell out our launches. I'm telling you, you get such an incredible response because you really are creating a true, deep sense of community, and it's so intimate. It's freaking amazing. Go check it out at community.com. Want to know a huge secret to my success? Okay, not only my success, but just about every single person that I have interviewed on this podcast who is successful has this in common. You guys, they love to journal. They capture their life lessons and what they're grateful for. But a lot of people don't keep this up consistently. And most people do know that the research shows that journaling deepens your gratitude and increases self-awareness. But did you also know that journaling decreases stress and helps you achieve your goals faster? In fact, journaling is a huge differentiator between average performers at work and high-performing people. It leads to longer-term clarity, confidence, and success. So why don't more people journal? Why didn't I journal consistently? Honestly, they don't like staring at a blank page. It's hard to carry a book around with you or a notepad, and they just don't even know what to write about, or they just forget. That's why I know that you're going to love Growth Day. It's the world's #1 system for self-improvement, and it's like all-in-one personal development in an app. And it has an awesome digital journal, and people love it. Growth Day's digital journal has hundreds of research-backed writing prompts for self-reflection, positive mindset, confidence building, and success. I use them all the time, and it makes me think in ways that I typically don't, and it makes me ask myself better questions, which we all know gets better results in our life. It even has prompts that help you develop a daily, weekly, or monthly habit of reflecting on your life and identifying areas to grow. So it's a perfect time of year to start journaling, you guys. When you sign up at Growth Day, you also get systems for habit tracking, goal setting, and scoring, and improving every area of your life. Best of all, I get to teach there too, you guys. I'm so excited. I hope that I get to see you. I teach live in Growth Day every single month with a new topic just for you. So join me there. Start your free trial at growthday.com/Lori.